I am muted. See, I don't have to starve the show with me tonight. I don't have Nettie, and I'm messing things up already. I can't be left unattended. You see how things go? I don't have Nettie, and then I mute myself. I need supervision. All right. We don't have Nettie. She has a travel day today, and she had a lot of travel going on. So we just have me. You're stuck with just me tonight. But she did put together this amazing story for us, and it has a happy ending. So she thought of us, guys. She thought of us. So I'm excited to get into this one tonight because it has a happy ending, and we need happy endings, right? Oh, and fair warning, we might hear dogs barking. For the first time ever, I tried Walmart delivery where they're supposed to deliver my groceries. It's like a free trial thing. And they're running 2 hours behind. So they're naturally going to deliver them while I'm live. So I apologize when the dogs start barking tonight. My apologies. Okay. So anyone that's watching the replay and is new here, hi, I'm BB3, and this is Murder, Mystery, Haunted History. We cover true crime and paranormal, and from time to time, we cover the history of both. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it does help our channel get out there in the algorithm and help anyone else who doesn't know us find us. And to all the returning subscribers, hello and welcome back. I truly appreciate you all. The Bridge Burner, you are not new here. I appreciate you, though, subscribing and coming over with, I think this is your other channel, maybe, or did you just change your picture? I'm not sure. All right, let me jump in and welcome all of you into the chat here from the chat. Hitch Up and Toe was in here super early, was first and wanted a prize, but I don't have any prizes to give. I wish I did. And then we have RVBFE, hello. Linda Barker, hello. The Bridge Burner. Then we have Tommy Travels. Bridge Burner, are you watching? Tommy Travels said, boo. Bridge Burner, are you watching the new case with the college kids? Oh, this case is just breaking my heart for the families. Let me make sure I got Mildred, hello. Thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me, Mildred. I really appreciate it. Anybody that doesn't know, I am working on watch hours. I am not monetized, everybody. I know a lot of people think or have thought that I am monetized. I don't do this for monetization, but it would be really cool after all these years to be monetized. And a lot of people like Tommy Travels, Nomadic Hippie, Mildred, Chrissy Mama, a lot of people out there have been working towards getting me monetized, which I really appreciate. So I just want to thank all of you for all that hard work. I do appreciate that. And I am putting in the work to do that now too. So I appreciate all of that. Tommy Travels said, you would make a great wife with your amazing ability to mute yourself. That is true. And actually, when I get really upset, like really aggravated or angry, I go quiet too. So like in real life, I mute myself as well. My first day using YouTube. What is this craziness? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I heard from Zaina's mom in an interview for the first time, and she could barely speak and she barely knows anything. And she has a lot of complaints about the police and their investigation as well. So I'm starting to really wonder about the police work that's going on. But that's a whole nother case. All right. Did you see on YouTube, if you go live on YouTube instead of StreamYard or other things, they added group video chat to YouTube Live? I did not. That's very interesting. Hitch Up and Toe said, you should be monetized. You would think. all the years I've been on here. But no. RV BFE, that is a good one. Hey, Christy Mama, thank you so much. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but thank you so much for all of the work you do promoting my channel and sharing it out there. I truly do appreciate it. All right, let's jump into today's video. This does have a good ending. I don't know about happy, but it does have a good ending. We do a lot where they don't have such good endings. This one has a decent ending. So let's jump in. All-American Family. On September 30th, 2005, 10-year-old Robin Doan made a chilling call to 911, telling the operator there was a shootout in my house, and I don't know who's dead, and I'm scared half to death. And this is little Robin. 10 years old, remember, 10 years old. A gunman broke into Robin Doan's remote farmhouse in Pampa, Texas in the middle of the night, killing her family as they lie in their beds. The killer also shot at Robin, but missed, leaving behind a witness. Robin Doan, 10, lived with her mother, Michelle, who was 6 months pregnant, her stepfather, Brian Conrad, a farmer, and her older brother, Zach. The family was well liked, leaving investigators to wonder what motive might exist. Isolated farmhouse. This is crazy to me. Hi, Thrifty Angela. This is crazy to me. So this farmhouse, if like looking at the picture, you can tell it is literally out in the middle of nowhere. You think that that would be in itself safety, right? Like who's going to go out there in the middle of nowhere to do something to your house out there? Like if I was thinking like a robber or a murderer or whatever, I would not want to try to enter that house because I would be thinking, this is a farmer. They got guns. I'm not trying to enter that house because I know I'm going to die trying to enter that house. That would be my thought. I don't know. But not this person. The killer fired his gun at Robin Doan, who was lying in her bed. The shot missed the 10-year-old and struck a plastic drawer by her bedside. Robin played dead for 2.5 hours before getting out of the bed and dialing 911. Thrifty Angela said, I'd be thinking the same thing, right? Like, you got to think that even the kids that live on farms know how to use weapons. Like, they're highly trained when they live on farms to hunt and to shoot. And like, there ain't no way I don't know. I just don't get what this person was thinking. But here we find out that this 10-year-old, after hearing all of these shots fired, laid still and played dead for 2.5 hours. Now think about when you lay there and you're trying to lay still and 5 minutes pass. It feels like forever, right? And at 10 years old, if you went on a 20-minute drive, it felt like an hour's drive. This 10-year-old laid there for 2.5 hours playing dead before getting out of bed and calling 911. That must have felt like an eternity to that child. RV BFE said that place is in the middle of nowhere. Definitely. Sorry, my delivery is coming right now. And I need to let them know up there. Okay. My teenager can play dead for hours. Is your teenager asleep, though, while playing dead for hours? Because that's a different story. All right. Look at that. Through the drawer. Like, after being shot at 10 years old, to think, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to lay here quietly and play dead. And then to continue to lay there. I just can't even imagine the fear that she must have been going through. Law enforcement responded to Robin's 911 call, wondering why a 10-year-old was the only survivor. At the crime scene, they secured Robin and collected evidence. I would think that the owners would have bedside guns living out there. Yeah, I would think so too. But I think the problem was they were sleeping. And probably living out there, they thought no one would come in their home. I mean, I would have thought that living out there in the middle of nowhere, that they were safe to leave doors open and whatnot. Law enforcement on the scene. The killer broke into the home by kicking in the door on the east side of the residence and then immediately opened fire on the family. Oh. So they didn't have the doors unlocked. They didn't have it unlocked. The killer broke in. I guess they just didn't have time. Oh, man. Investigators found bullet casings throughout the house. Brian Conrad had been shot 3 times. Michelle was shot 6 times. And Zach was shot 3 times. The family dog was shot twice. Oh, they even shot the dog. Right as RV BFE asked, no dogs on the property. That's weird. It looks like there was a dog, but even the dog was shot. This is unreal. Look at the size of that bullet. Later, investigators were able to link the shell casings to an AK-47 rifle. Several shoe prints were found on the property, but there were no fingerprints, no DNA. Tire tracks belonging to an unknown vehicle were also found on the property. We're not a country of gun owners, but even our farmers have weapons. Yeah. They shot the dog too. Oh, there was a dog. Wow. Yeah. I mean, with that type of weapon, if I'm assuming that the weapons that were on the farm, that the owners of the farm had, were my phone is going off again with this delivery. I'm sorry, everyone, for being so distracted with this. I'm assuming that the type of the weapon that, hopefully it wasn't a Walmart delivery driver. Okay. I'm assuming that the type of weapons on the farm property were more shotgun type weapons or handgun type weapons, not automatic AK-47 type weapons. And if you're going to put a shotgun up against an AK-47, obviously the time it takes to reload a shotgun versus an AK-47 is is going to, like, it's not going to match. So I could see why coming in with an AK-47, they would be able to take out the family. And that breaks my heart. That makes me sad. There has to be some motive here. Why would a person drive all the way to kill random people? I don't know. Hopefully it wasn't a Walmart delivery driver. Stop playing on Tinder. My gosh, how many times do they text? It has arrived. The dogs are going to start barking in a second. I'm going to mute for just a minute. They were supposed to deliver between 4 and 5. So that this wouldn't be happening during the middle of the live. And this is my very first time ever using the Walmart delivery. And as we can see, it's not going very well because it's 2 hours late. No, it was supposed to deliver between 3 and 4. And it's just now here. So it's not going very well. And they already had to substitute like 4 items as well. So it's not going very well. It's not. So I don't know if I'm going to ever do it again. And also I've gotten like 6 texts while sitting here. But anyway, didn't they just say a few slides back that they didn't have any tire tracks or anything? But aren't we looking at a tire track?
Someone is at the front door.
I'm sorry, I didn't mute in time. Okay, let's go back because I swear they said they didn't have any footprints or fingerprints. Here we go. Oh, okay. But there were no fingerprints, no DNA. Tire tracks belonging to an unknown vehicle were also found on the property. So they did find tire tracks. Got it. So there we are. I think that's the scariest scenario when it's just some whack job, totally random. Very true. Chimento. Swipe left, swipe left. Okay. I don't know how they can find things off tire tracks because so many people have the same tires. But okay. A day before Robin's family was killed, the bodies of murder victims Orly McCool and his daughter-in-law, Doan, were found 500 miles away in Pineville, Missouri. Goodness gracious. Missouri and Texas all in one story. Missouri murders. Investigators found shell casings at the McCool crime scene that corresponded to a gun that was reported as stolen. A local man had informed authorities that his son, Levi King, broke into his home and stole several guns. Clue in the shell casings. Hey, Nettie. Hello, hello. I hope that you are resting after a long travel day, young lady. I told everybody I started out the stream being muted. I told everybody that I am not to be left alone and that I was left alone and I'm already messing things up. So, that's a cool name. Levi is a cool name. All tires wear differently so they can match up a cast of the track with the tires. Oh, that is true. They wear differently on the road. They may come out the same, but once you're driving them on Tommy Trebles, you are a smart, smart man. Just got set up at the new location? All right. Well, you make sure you're resting while you watch. This is a very interesting story so far. Levi King had been in prison for arson and burglary. He was sentenced to 14 years, but served less than 3 before he was sent to a halfway house. Again, what is wrong with our system? He was sentenced to 14 years, and he served less than 3, and then he was released to a halfway house. And anyone that doesn't know what a halfway house is, in a halfway house, they go there and they can kind of come and go as they please. They just have to be back by a certain time at night, really. And they they have somebody they answer to, but they do get to leave. They're not like locked in or anything. So this is Mr. Levi King. Your lot needs more math lessons, right? Our judicial system needs to stick to the sentences they hand out. Levi King absconded from the halfway house and was on the run 1 week before the McCool murders. King fled to his father's home in Pineville, Missouri, and broke into the gun safe. So he ran away from the halfway house and then went to his dad's and broke into the gun safe, stole the gun. This is his dad's house in Missouri. Absconded. Who'd have thought it done that? Nettie put a big word in there and it didn't trip me up. I got it. I figured out that big word. Y'all see my lights go crazy when I go like that? It's the ghost. I'm just kidding. It's my camera focusing. I got issues. Something's wrong with me. The King home was decorated with ceremonial knives and stocked with guns and ammunition. Defense attorney Joe Marr Wilson said, regardless of whether they had food or not, they had money for ammunition. It's the babies. It is. It's the babies. It's all the babies spooking up the place. I got out my haunted Santas for Christmas today. So maybe all my haunted Santas are playing games. I'll have to explain that story at the end. We'll just keep going with this. Hello, Larice Jusset. Hi. My beautiful friend. Growing up with guns. Look at this house. Oh my goodness. Maybe spend less on guns and more on your walls and your curtains. I'm not trying to be judgy or anything, but I mean, it looks like they could use some new drywall. A little less guns. Investigators learned that after killing the McCools with a Smith & Wesson 9mm gun, Levi King drove from Missouri, exiting the interstate in Pampa, Texas, and felt the urge to kill again. He randomly chose the Doan and Conrad farmhouse, killing everyone except Robin. It was random. He just felt like killing again. See, that blows my mind about this whole story. Because remember, we saw how out there in the middle of nowhere this farmhouse was. And this man was crazy enough, and I'm calling him crazy. He was crazy enough to drive up to that property and just kick in the door and not even consider that these people could have been standing on the other side ready to blow him away. Like, right? Wow, random, scary crap. Exactly. It's crazy. He was looking to kill. Exactly. Nettie, we were talking about before you popped in how just out in the middle of nowhere that farmhouse was, and how farmers usually like have guns and all that, and how that would be like the last place that you would randomly walk up and try to like break into. Our cost of living crisis means fuel or food, but they must have thought it was bullets or burritos. Loading my super soaker as you speak. It's even scarier when it's random. Yes, even scarier when it's random. Linda Barker, let me check that. Or Nettie did the research on this one. Nettie, do you remember what year this happened in? I know that he used an AK-47, which in my head makes me think that that's why he felt so confident in doing this, because it was such a quick and powerful gun. So he probably thought he could take whatever gun they had, but still, that's extremely cocky to think that he could go and take on a farmhouse. It just blows my mind. All right, let's keep going. And Linda, I will find that information for you in just a minute. Killing machine. Investigators believe Levi King targeted the McCools for their Dodge Dakota pickup, which he stole after the murders. King then drove towards Mexico. He just wanted their truck. He seen their truck and thought, I like that. I want that. Can you imagine the mentality of a person to just be like, I'll kill an entire family to be able to take that truck because I like that truck? It's sick. About 11 hours after the McCool bodies were found, King was stopped by Border Patrol in El Paso, Texas. He admitted to having guns in the truck and was interrogated by police. Just 15 minutes into his interrogation, he confessed to killing Orly and Doan McCool. Nettie said it happened in 2005. It's strange to use a 9mm handgun, but then switch to an AK-47. Yes. But then maybe he didn't bring enough, when he stole the stuff from his dad, like he only stole enough ammunition for this and then stole enough ammunition for like certain amount of ammunition for each gun. You know what I mean? I don't know. Hey, Lucky Dog Productions moderator Sue. Hello and welcome. Thanks for coming in. PSV Odyssey. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thanks for driving and listening. So he's probably out of prison by now. Wouldn't that be horrific? Probably, with the way our system works. 2 weeks after being brought back to and imprisoned in Missouri, Levi King tells a deputy there are 4 more bodies in Texas near a large cross. The deputy calls investigators near the cross and learns about the Doan and Conrad murders. The cross. On April 18th, 2008, Levi King pleaded guilty in Missouri, agreeing to 2 consecutive life sentences for the McCool murders in order to avoid the death penalty. He has such dark and scary eyes. Thank you, Nettie, for the reminder. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Hitch Up and Toe, thank you for putting that out there. If everybody has not hit that link yet, that is my other channel that I am trying to build up. So if you don't mind hitting the link and grabbing that channel, I really appreciate it. Virtual hugs to you too, Mildred. Oh my God, he could be watching this right now. Mommy, I'm scared. Oh. All right. 4 years after the Doan Conrad murders, the sentencing trial for Levi King began in Texas. There, the DA refused to take the death penalty off the table. Former prosecutor Lynn Switzer said, if there was ever a case where a man deserved to die, it was Levi King. Go, girl, go. Texas has the right idea. On October 6, 2009, a jury sentenced Levi King to life without the possibility of parole for the murders of Michelle Conrad, Brian Conrad, and Zach Doan. King was extradited back to Missouri to serve his sentence. The verdict: life without parole. Robin Doan, now 22, remains in close contact with what she calls her law enforcement family, especially Chad Brooks, the first responder the day of the murders. Oh, that's her all grown up. And that's Chad Brooks, I'm assuming. And that would be the first responder that came to her. Holidays and birthdays are difficult for Robin Doan, but she doesn't let what happened keep her down. She looks forward to a future where she can help others as she works towards becoming a pediatric nurse. And that is her with her family. She still looks like that little girl. She just looks like a bigger version of that little girl. And she is so beautiful. I was looking at her and remembering the, Tommy. Hey, was it your turn to read that one? Oh, yes, I suppose so. I was remembering the thumbnail I put together, and she looks just like the little her, but she's like all grown up. She's so beautiful. She really, really is. She looks like her mom too. She really does. So that was a good story. I think it's a sad story because she lost her entire family. But when you think about it, like there has to be a reason she survived. Like, what 10-year-old do you know that can lay quiet for that long? Like, She laid there quiet for 2 hours. I don't know any 10-year-old that can lay there quiet for 2 hours, but she laid there quiet for 2 hours. He shot the plastic drawer next to her. He didn't even shoot her. He shot the plastic drawer next to her. And like, that's a thing that like, I don't understand. He shot the dog. He shot her mom. He shot her dad. He shot her brother. He shot the plastic drawer next to her. Like, there's so many things that it's just like, what? So I think she's here for a reason, a really big reason. I think Nettie said the same thing too. Like, she's here for a really big reason, and I cannot wait to see what she does moving forward with life. I think we're going to hear that something big is going to happen with her. Yeah, Nettie says she has a purpose. Yeah, I think she has a purpose. There's going to be something happen with her. She looks pretty well adjusted after such a rough life. Yes, definitely. I do wonder like who she lived with, because whoever she lived with had to do a really good job raising her, because I'm sure she suffered some really big trauma. And so whoever she lived with afterwards did a really good job helping her through that, and hats off to them. As a parent, I would want her to go on and be happy. Yes, definitely, right? As a parent, you would want them to continue and live their very best life. Nettie said, laugh out loud. I read it too, Tommy. It is really hard when you get to talking, clicking on all of the comments, and then playing the video, and then trying to remember, did you read or did the other person read? It gets a little bit difficult sometimes to remember everything. Plus, I'm me. I'm like an airhead sometimes, All right, let me go up here and see what else I missed. Oh, yeah. Don't mess with Texas or Mel. Very true. Nope, don't mess with Mel. What's up with that? Oh, I can hear you, Kissy Mama. I think she's muted. Like she can't hear what I'm saying. She can see and read the chat, but she can't hear what I'm saying. I like the way that Texas judge was like, no, if there was ever a case where the death penalty needed to be, it's this case. Like, one, he went in and did it. We have the proof that we need. He admitted he did it. Like, no, this is a case where death penalty should be a thing. So I really like that. We need a red light when it's your turn to read. Yeah, that's funny. And then he just gets out a little flashlight and goes ding, ding, ding when it's my turn to read. She was traumatized for sure. Oh, I'm sure. Random. Hitch up and tow. It was random. He liked their truck. So he had killed the 2 people in Missouri. And when he was driving by, he saw their Dodge Dakota truck in the driveway and pulled over and decided to go in and kill them and take the truck. So maybe her dad, Linda, you're right, because the kids did have a different last name than their stepdad. So you're right. Maybe her dad ended up raising her. True. I didn't think about that. You are very right. So I guess I could tell you all my story about still here. I'm doing live. My sister. Oh, okay. Chrissy Mom was doing a live with somebody else. That's what. So she is muted, but she's here. She's always so supportive. She's always here, even if she's got other things going on. You can have my truck. You don't need to kill me. Exactly, right? That's the thing I don't understand. It's like, just if you're going to rob me or something, like, just tell me what you want. I'll give you what you want and leave. Like, you You don't need to kill me for it. So my Santas. So, I have these haunted dolls. So there's this one right here. There's the one, you can't really see it, but there's one sitting on the rocking chair right here. And then I have the two that are on this thing. They're at the top of this thing right here. I can't point to them. They're up there. But I say they're not haunted because they're like painted to look haunted, but there's nothing haunted about them. But they're my babies. But I have these Santas that I inherited from my longtime friend. Her dad used to collect Santas, and his whole house, he had hundreds of Santas. It was like his thing. And when he passed away, the Santas needed to go to a good home. And so she kind of handed them out to everybody that knew him and was a part of his life. So everybody got several of these Santas that meant anything to him. So I have the Santas of him, his Santas. And every time that I get them out, I feel like things happen. So I call them my haunted Santas. That's all. I just have haunted Santas. But they don't do anything when they're put away. And when they get broke, I feel like is when things happen. And I try to protect them. I wrap them up in bubble wrap. They're in special boxes, but they're like 30, 40 years old. And so they break every once in a while, and then I glue them back together, but I feel like he's not happy about it. And so my haunted Santas, they haunt me because he's not happy with me for breaking them. I don't know. But that's my haunted Santa story. The ghostly figure standing behind you is amazing. How do you do it? You're so silly. The story about this basement is really funny though, because we had a roommate. Is the picture still in your drawer? Yeah, it is. I'll check in a minute though to make sure. I had cleaned up the basement. My roommate lived down here. I cleaned up the basement and it was empty before I started decorating. And I had somebody come over and work on my water heater when the basement was empty. And then they had to come back like a week later. And they came walking in and I had it decorated at that point. And they came walking in and were like looking around and like got a little creeped out when they seen all the decorations. Like my pillows say Salem and Hocus Pocus, and there's, the poster with all the spooky figures on it. And it's a little spooky down here, a little, but it was pretty funny. They were kind of looking around like, what in the world? I like it though. Oh, picture. We're supposed to check to see if the picture's still here. Oh yeah, it's still here. We still have the spooky picture in the drawer. She's still there. Hasn't been moved yet. Maybe ask an unhaunted saint to bring you a priest and some holy water for Christmas. Now, I figure if I just talk to him and tell him this year while I have the Santas out that I'm very sorry and then I keep trying to fix them, that he'll maybe forgive me. But he was also really funny. So I think that he does it to be funny because he knows that I enjoy the spooky. So I think he does it to be funny. Have you ever been to Salem? No, I want to go. And now that the kids are older, me and Bulldog are taking more trips places. So that's at the top of my list of places I want to go. You should have started calling them my pretty, my precious. Well, I still have to name the little baby. And I was thinking about naming it Precious because it's creepy. That little baby is so creepy. And I wasn't going to buy it because I was like, do I need another one? But it's so tiny. And I was like, yeah, I need it. And so I bought it. And I was thinking of naming it Precious. But my daughter decided to take this little baby that's right here and turn it around so its butt was facing kind of up. And it looked like it was doing like, what do they call that dance where it shakes its booty? Oh, twerking. It looked like it was twerking on the bench. I was laughing my butt off when I come downstairs and seen the spooky doll twerking. You'd like it. I used to live in MA, not too far from Salem, and we would go every Halloween season. So much fun. It does get busy though, especially after COVID. Hotels around there book up very fast. Oh, I'm definitely going to go check it out for sure. Sometime, I hope soon. Mel said he used to smoke Salem. So did my grandpa. I remember my grandpa smoking Salem's. Yeah, I definitely want to go. If you get the sudden urge to paint your nose red and pull a sleigh, at least we will know it's the haunted Santa's fault. Well, there's a whole bunch of them. See, that's the thing. It's not just one Santa. Okay, so if you could picture a Santa museum, that's what my friend's dad's house was like. He had like all these fancy Santa, ceramic fancy Santas, okay? And then when he passed away, she didn't know what to do with all of them. And he wanted them to go to all the people that he knew and loved and respected, right? And so she was like, you get Santas. Which ones do you want? And so she like had me pick out Santas. And I have like a couple snowmen too. And so I have like quite a few of these fancy ceramic. They're like, I don't know, like this tall. Some of them are this tall. Some of them are this tall. Some of them are like this, like a lot of these fancy snowmen and Santas. And I don't get them out because I'm scared of breaking them. And then when I get them out, they're broken. And then I got to fix them. And then they're haunted. So I don't know. Laugh out loud. You didn't get it. I'll give you the full quote. I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too. I get it. Isn't that a grotto? I don't know. No, I get it. I get it. See, I wish my camera would just stay focused. I don't know why it does that. I thought I had fixed that problem. Oh, well. So that's about all I have for tonight. I'm thinking I'm going to put out a video this week with a few updates on the college case. Just because I've heard from a couple of the moms, a couple of the parents really, and I was trying to just stick to what the police were saying, but now I've heard from a couple of the parents, and the parents aren't really liking what the police have done with the case. So now I'm like, I think the parents of the victims, their voices are most important. And if they're starting to come out and speak, even though they weren't wanting to speak to begin with, I think we should cover what they have to say on the channel. So I think I might put out a video this week kind of talking about what the parents are saying. So I might do a video about that this week. And then I might have one more video about the elderly lady that I was talking about a long time ago that I never got the video out about. The one that was like a serial killer. So I might have those 2 videos come in this week. BB, I have to say I'm loving your videos you're putting out on true crime. Your editing is amazing. Oh, thank you so much. I actually, Tommy Travels, you're a genius. You helped me figure out my problem. So my phone apparently switched to 4K. My phone did an upgrade overnight. It did an upgrade and it switched to even the front facing camera, which is what I use to record my videos. The front facing camera was recording in 4K. And so 4K was too much for editing and working with and uploading and doing all of that. So I ended up thinking about what you said when we were talking on here about that being an issue for you when you were editing. And I thought, So I went and looked at the settings, Googled what the settings meant. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So this setting means that it's in 4K. And so I just took the setting down a notch, recorded the next video, and was able to edit with no issues at all. So Tommy Travels, you're a genius. You helped me fix my problem. Thank you so much. And now I'm editing like normal again. And it's so nice. So thank you for your little tip last time we talked about this. Yes, I can use my phone again, Nettie. I do need to get in touch with you, Nettie, about how I'm saving them, though, when I'm using the computer editing, because it's saving it in some weird format that's not working, and I don't know what I'm doing. 4K takes too long to edit. Hitch Up and Toe, it wasn't even letting me edit it. That was the weird part. It just kept telling me there was an error with everything that I was doing. So not only was it taking a long time, it just wasn't even letting me do it. And it kept telling me that I needed to delete this and delete that. And it wouldn't let me edit anything. So yeah, it was really frustrating. I edit in 720, I believe. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm in 720 or 1080p, one of the two, but either one, it works. So, yeah, that ended up being the issue. Strange enough, but an update pushed the camera to record in 4K, and I didn't know it. So that's about it. Nettie, thank you so much for researching this story and putting it together for us. I really appreciate it. I hope all of you have a really good week. And we'll be back next Sunday with some more. And I think that's about it. All right. Thanks for joining us this week. Wishing you all much kindness and much love. Bye for now, everybody.